man behind the American Revolution. Okay, later on he moves to America, and he is very prominent in the thinkings of the American Constitution. As I told you, American Constitution is a very small constitution. It has been done in 1776, and after that it has never been edited. The only person who tried doing it was Johnson. So he was almost on the verge of impeachment. See, what happens is you cannot remove the presidents, but you can impeach them on proven grounds of misbehavior and something which is not acceptable. Okay. Even the judges are the same thing. Okay, they can be impeached. So that is a term used for them. Instead of removal, the term is impeached. It is a legal term. Okay. So we come to what he thinks now. So he was another man who said, in which men are equal and free to act as they think fit. Means that is their state of nature. You are free to think whatever you can, but within the bounds of law of nature. Okay, that is the criteria he says. Now, why does he say this? What is the reason behind saying this? Okay, he says that in the state of nature where men were free, independent, and equal, they enjoyed inalienable natural rights. Their rights to life, their rights to liberty, okay, their rights to property. Okay, today we have this. Okay, from Article 14 to Article 32 in our own constitution. Except the right to property, it has been struck down or annulled. Again, technical term, annulled means removed. Okay, so it is called annul. Don't say cancel, it is annul. ANNUL. Okay, or revoke. Okay, these are the words which are you should use as a legal jargon. Now, legal jargon means a word which can be used only in that language. Okay, some are common, like de facto, de jure, that is used both in law and as well as political science. Okay, de facto, de jure, you have certain words. Void ab initio, that is null from the beginning. Okay, audi altrum partem, these are all words which are used in law. So that is only specific or related to that subject. There is no word as jargons. Okay, there is only one word called jargon. There are no jargons. There is no plural to that word. Okay, so it should be used only in context with that subject. Okay, it can be only used in that subject. बीच में लेते जरा break ले. पानी डाल के पिया. खा लेते. Okay, पानी एक bottle में डाल. इसमें डाल के. Glass में. So here, the rights are equally enjoyed by everyone. Everyone respects the rights and the liberties of others. Means it is a mutual respect. It is a mutual respect that I will respect you and you will respect me. Now, what used to happen in force theory? Anybody can tell me? In between? What used to happen in force theory? Even if it is wrong, you can tell me. Why is he saying something different? Any idea? Why is he saying something different here? Anybody? What is different? What is different in force theory and what is different in social contract theory? Am I audible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So what's different from the force theory here and why it is different? What is difference between force theory and state of nature here? See, there the people who were the JBOT people, Jenks, Bernhardi, Oppenheimer, and Trieste, what they use, what they have stressed is on coercion, physical force. Okay, all the six-pack people. The six-pack people used to protect the people who never used to have six-pack. And even the people who used to till the land, means farmers in common language. Okay, these people were protected in anticipation that they will be protected, their land will be protected at, at a cost wherein he or she who would till the land, okay, who were part in tilling the land, means who were farmers, whether it was he or she, okay, those people, I am telling he or she because it is countries like England, okay, it's not in India, okay. uh, so there what used to happen, so they used to be protected by the warrior class, okay. Now the warriors were who were strong men, okay. Again, please remember, tribesmen, kings, kingsmen, king, kingdom, okay, emperor, empire. So this is a concept that happened. Today empires have become nations, okay, states. So that is how the concept was there. Now what he says here is, here you are a master of your own liberty, master of your own thought, but it is bound by limitations. You cannot go beyond something, okay. That is why the thought process changed, okay, the evolution changed. Now they say that these rights are equally enjoyed by everyone. Yeah, but everyone respects the rights and liberties of others. You are not supposed to poke your nose or business in others' matters. That is what he's telling you. Okay. These, and according to law, these rights, the property is the most important one. You can analyze now, most important thing is your property. Okay, everybody is behind property only. Mera ghar, meri gaadi, mera makan. Everybody is behind that only. Roti, kapda, and makan. For those who don't understand Hindi, that is roti, kapda, makan means food, clothing, and shelter. Okay, the best quality everybody wants to have. That is why it is called as basic necessities. Okay, behind which everybody. Yeah, I am stressing on this because even today, these are the factors. Probably you have never heard of these things, which I'm going to tell you now. These are the things which is going to indicate the health of a country. Now you might say, how? See, there is something called happiness index. Okay, how happy those citizens are in that country. Okay, certain countries have high happy index, certain countries have low happy index. Okay, how happy those citizens are, because this is directly related to our GDP, how much you earn, the pattern in which we spend the money, on what are we spending money. Okay, the European countries like Finland, those who have not heard, these are countries in Europe. Finland, Norway, okay, Sweden, those who watch football might be remembering these countries. Okay, Luxembourg, okay, countries like Luxembourg, countries like, these are all in Europe. Countries like Netherlands, see, these are all are very high, okay, are very high on the happiness index. Their GDP is also very high. I think Luxembourg will be the highest in the world. Okay, uh, their per capita income, now per capita income is per year how much they earn. I think ours is $1,692. I think India's $1,692 or not more than $2,000. In Luxembourg, it is $100,000. So that is 1 lakh. So you can imagine how many times? 50 times more. So, but the happiness index part, Sweden is the highest. Okay. Yes, sorry, Finland is the highest. Are you able to get what I'm trying to tell you? Hello? Am I audible again?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is how it is measured. Okay, that is how it is measured. Now probably recently we had the hunger index. Okay, all these indexes are, you, it is a medium how to we measure certain things. Okay, that is physically done. Okay, that is physically done. So there are different things where we rank more and they rank less and all that. Yeah, yeah, definitely we rank more in terms of population. Okay, definitely our cities will be ranking in the density of population very high. Okay, Delhi and Bombay very thick population. Okay, all these things are there. Our way of our country is different from theirs, but in terms of more richer and more and all that, they're very high. Okay, uh, so England, whether it is England, whether it is America, most of the European countries, they are very rich countries. Okay, probably because of industrialization and lot of mechanization and might be the population is a very big factor. Excuse me. Might be population is a very big factor and size is a very big factor. So might be. So the natural rights precede civil society and are not created by it. Okay. Natural rights means whichever rights you had earlier. It is quite natural, no? What are the natural rights? Any idea what are the natural rights? It is your freedom. It is your own freedom. You can roam where you want, you can go where you want. Isn't it? You can eat in which hotel you want. Nobody is asking, which hotel you go and eat, what you eat and what you eat. Who is asking? Is anybody asking you what you eat? Nobody, no? So you can do, and the freedom of speech, you can speak whatever you want. There are good things and bad things which we speak. Okay, about a particular thing. So therefore, Locke says that merely by applying his labor to the gifts of nature, he creates property. That means he puts in a lot of hard work and he gets the property. You earn, no? You earn more, and if you earn more, you buy more. Simple. If you have more money, you will go to a superstore. If you have less money, you will go to a smaller shop. That is common sense. Suppose if you have 1,000 rupees, you will go to a very good hotel. If you have 200 rupees, you will go to a okay hotel. If you don't have anything, you will go home. Common sense. Man cannot be deprived of his property, which it precedes. And the state of nature was not a state of war. Now they are not in a state of war, wherein man was fighting constantly for his survival, wherein the force theory was in action. The 16th and the 17th century Europe and England, please remember this. The era where Hobbes, the era where Locke were there was more of 16th and 17th century. Excuse me. So 15th century and 17th century, where it was in transition. Okay, transition is again evolution of. See, those might be the advantage was since England was the queen of seas, they had more access to other countries, and might be that is one reason why they are developed more than other countries. Okay, so that is an edge they had over others. They used to control. The sun never used to set in the British Empire, so might be one of the reason why the European countries and almost all the European countries. I'm telling you, Portugal, whether it was Portugal, whether it was Denmark, whether it was Spain, okay, whether it was French, that is France, all these people, whether it was the Dutch or Holland, these people were more explorers. Okay, so they probably they had that additional advantage why they are today ahead of other countries. Might be one reason. Okay, and after the industrial civil evolution era, so that is around 1750, the industrialization of the world. So these people were more mechanized. Okay, it predominantly started in I think places in Italy and France. So wherein these people were more equipped and more experiments were done when compared to other countries. So because other countries were subjected to colonies, they were colonial eras, and we were controlled by these people. So definitely they will have an edge over us because they were masters once upon a time. So for those who don't know, still in the whole world, okay, whichever kind of engine is made for a plane, it is done in France only. The Rolls Royce engines are done in France only. Okay, and most of the aeroplanes, the Airbuses are built in Germany only. Okay, it is called Airbus 340, A340, and Airbus 380. That is a larger one, which carries around 800 to 1000 passengers. So it is very huge. Okay, so these are things which are to be remembered because they are highly mechanized and advanced countries. I told you, might be because of the uh, geographical position, or you can say them, they had a different kind of a mindset and all that. So majorly, and having an access to technology is also a very big factor. Okay, highly mechanized and highly advanced. Mechanized in terms what? Their machines are excellent working. If you see Mercedes Benz and the BMWs and the Audis and all, where are they coming from? Whether it is Ferrari or Lamborghini, it only comes from Europe. Nobody other makes such very good cars. Yeah, Americans do make cars, but I think only one brand. No, we have America. We have Ford as one brand. Otherwise, BMW, Mercedes Benz, Audi, Skoda, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Citroen. I'm little bit behind cars, so I'm telling you about cars, how it is. Okay. How so many cars are coming out of one place? Okay. There are around 44 countries, I think, in European continent. So that's how mechanized they are. Not only in cars, don't worry about cars. It is in all fields of science. Okay. Advancement of bridges, advancement of technology, whether it is tunnels. Okay. It's a lot of whether it is dairying, whether it is farming, highly mechanized techniques. Denmark is the world's biggest producer of dairy. After that comes New Zealand. Okay, so access to technology, access to, I think being in one continent and being smaller was also an advantage, and sharing of technology might be. The man cannot be deprived of his property which it precedes, he says. It was a state of nature where it was not a state of war, wherein people were more tranquil, people were more at peace, people could do whatever they wanted. That was one big advantage. Okay, so they were very happy. They they could do what they want. It is an era where they were getting recognized now, and it was based on the reason of it was based on the law of reason and equality. Yeah, very very important. In spite of these peaceful conditions, there was a certain equality and equality was maintained. Necessary. Okay. Yes. It is very very important. State of nature, state of contract, and state of supreme power. All the three: state of nature, state of contract, and supreme power. All the three are S's only. All the three will be criticized on the same part. And therefore he says, and there was no authority to interpret, and there was nobody to enforce it, because there was no government that time. So interpretation means how you take it, how you understood it. So that was very important. During that time it was not there. He says there was no authority, there was none to enforce it, means there was not authority to enforce it. We need authorities, no? Policeman, how he enforces law on the policeman, traffic police. That is physically I've seen, no? He'll be there. If you jump the signal, he will fine you. Quite obvious, no? So nobody was there. And just imagine if the policeman is not there. Nobody is going to follow the law, no? Yeah, that's what happens at 10 o'clock here in Bangalore. Nobody follows law. Traffic law, I'm telling. Traffic. Therefore, the necessity was felt for an authority which you could define and interpret and enforce the law of nature. Now there was authority required to do this. So they said, yes. In the absence of this authority, individuals could put their own interpretation, and differences of interpretation led to cause disputes. So what happened? People who told this is law, and somebody says, I am telling X, you are telling Y, and somebody is telling Z. There was confusion and chaos. So they said, no, this is not happening. This is not happening, and this is not a proper way of doing it. Why? Because neither they have been sanctioned, neither it has been ratified, neither it has been codified, nor a written law is there. So what happens? You should have codified laws, you should have written it, it should get ratified by the honorable parliament, whichever parliament they are following. Okay, because they have different kinds of systems, then we have different kinds of systems. Okay, so our parliament is called what? The Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so same thing is called as Diet in Japan. Okay, they are called as the Senate in America. Okay, they are called as Majlis in Iran. Okay, so the bench where they sit is different, but similar kinds of functions are done. Okay, everybody has a different kind of a system. Okay, so then they said, they were fed up and they said we are going towards a civil society wherein people, civil is you, society is which made up of you. Again, it is of the people, by the people, and for the people the government runs. And they said people naturally wanted certainty and security to live. Okay, their liberties and properties were to be protected. Means your own property should be protected. Today you are protecting your property, no? It is protected by the country. Nobody can harm it. Okay, if you harm, what happens? Then you only come into picture. What is this? Trespasser, somebody is taking your land, somebody is keeping windows towards your house. You go to the court. You go to the court. Now this was all not there earlier. So they made primarily two contracts. The first one was called the social contract, and the second one was called as political contract. The social contract was made between people themselves. That was among people themselves, that we are going to live peacefully, happily, with tranquility, and not poke nose in each other's business. We are going to live together, interdependent. They surrendered only some of their rights in the rights of interpreting and enforcement of the law of nature. It was only a limited surrender, but not a complete surrender of the rights. Yeah, complete surrender means you are giving yourselves up to the nation. That means, okay. Excuse me. Now this happens where? It happens in our country. We are in a democratic country. Okay, a democratic country wherein we have a preamble. We give ourselves to the constitution. We enact and adopt ourselves to the constitution of the government of India, and all our rights are protected by them. Okay, that is why we have given up all our rights. But that is limitation. They cannot come and poke nose in our personal lives, government people. Okay, poke business means what? You can go and get your Aadhaar done. Government people are not coming to your house and telling get your Aadhaar done now only. Okay, you are going and doing it at places where it is done. Still, so many people don't have Aadhaar cards. Okay, still so many people don't have ration cards. Okay, that is left up to them because that is their basic necessity. Who wants? Okay, everybody does not have that, no. So, are you able to get what I am telling? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what are we understanding here? What is happening? Any idea why the change is there? Any idea why the change is there? Change in the thought. See, people, our constant control of, means it's called subjugation. Okay, it was, they got free from the clutches of king. Okay, all the kings and the clergy. Okay, clergy means all the people who are in church, in temples, and in mosques. Okay, these people were directly controlling people, and the people who knew these people were controlling other people. So over a lot of subjugation, and subjugation is what? Controlled by these people. Okay, and they were fed up with these people. After they were fed up with these people, they came second class of people who were fighters, who were physically strong. And how long can you fight a war, you tell me? Isn't it ridiculous? For years you're fighting a war. There is no industrialization, there is no development. You know why development doesn't happen during wars? How can you fight a war and work at the factory at the same time? You are working in a farm, you are working in a field, you are working in a college, you are working in a school. Can you, and you are coming to a college or school and all? Is it possible that besides your school there, besides your college, they are fighting a war and you are studying? Do you think you will have concentration sitting there in the college? Do you think you will feel you are secure sitting in a college? No. So they said people over a period of years they realized all this is rubbish. Okay, see, until unless you realize that is rubbish, it will take time. Okay, see, because people should know and people should come out of it. Only then what happens? Only then people will realize, oh, this is something what we were doing for so many years or so many decades or so many centuries is something wrong. We need to have a conscious effort to change. Okay, so by the time they had realized, many people had died. Okay, many people had died, many people had lost their lives. The second contract, wherein he says it's a governmental contract, it was made between people and the rule. Who used to rule? It was made to enforce the first contract. How you should implement the social contract. The government came into existence after this. Please remember, it is population, territory, government, and sovereignty. And then came the state. The state of nature was put to an end by the means of two contracts. They said state of nature should be put to an end. The first one. Okay, what he says? The first of S's, where state of nature comes into picture. He was more focusing on what is a social contract and who is the sovereign who's going to rule. So, like how the man was behind aristocracy and monarchy, Mr. Thomas Hobbes, they said no. He said government is a trust. In Locke's theory, it is limited to not and not absolute. The function of the state is limited to state purposes only. Okay, not in your personal lives. Power came from the people, and the government is based on the consent of the people. He is telling you the other way: of the people, by the people, and for the people. So he says it will be backed only by you. You have to sanction it. You bring it into existence. You bring it into power. Okay, law is the expression of the will of the people. That is you. The general will he is talking here. I'll tell you why he is talking general will. Okay, and it should be on the command of the sovereign and not the command of the sovereign, because whoever you elect as the head will be controlling you. It is not without your wish somebody controls them. Okay, law, it is you who go and elect them, no? It is not they who are electing you. So law should be consistent with the law of the reason, and law distinguishes between legislature, executive, and federative relations and the functions of the government. In India, we don't have federal structure because in America it is called fiduciary. If I come to class, I'll show you why it is fiduciary. Okay, because I have American notes. It is written by the order of the fiduciary. Fiduciary is a department which prints notes in America. It is a federal agency. In India, we don't have federation. We are a federation, but our federal structure is different. Okay, please do remember, we are federal in nature, but we don't act like federal country. Okay, more unitary in feature. So it will come in next semester. Why we are not a federation? Okay, so the legislature, executive, and judiciary, and he says that the strongly is the supremacy of legislature over the branches of government. Yes, legislature is obviously very supreme because legislature makes laws. Okay, legislature passes laws. Who in your country, who are legislature? The Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, headed by the His Excellency the President of India. See, one thing I want to tell you: whenever you talk about His Excellency the President of India, always use the term His Excellency the President of India. He or she is not your friend, or they are not your relatives. Okay, so whenever you talk about His Excellency, yeah, you should talk about His Excellency the President of India. Okay, don't talk to them in singular. As a student of law and future lawyers, so I've seen so many people talking about presidents and the governors. Again, governors, His Excellency is governor. Okay, these are the two people whose words will be used as His Excellency. Okay, as a lawyer, don't talk to people with singular names, especially at that level. Although the legislature is supreme, it is not sovereign. means they are not the controlling. Sovereignty is given to the collective body or a community which is created by social contract. It is who you elect them. It is a team of members who elect them. It is backed by you. Okay. If now what happens? What happens if the sovereign does not follow it? If the government fails to carry out the functions, the people are justified in overthrowing it and setting up a new government. Every 5 years you have that. If the sovereign is not good, if it's deemed he or she is deemed not fit to rule the country, what do? You change the power. That's it. You would vote them out and you bring in a new people. Okay. See what acclimatizes you means what is good for you or what you want is up to you. You decide through your vote. Okay. But that does not mean you go and tell others who you are voting for. Of the people and work for even they are coming and cleaning your toilets. That is the level it is got advanced to now. Okay. They will provide you food. They will give you tiffin box 3 times in a day. Okay. They will come and do haircut in your house. Okay. They will come and wash your house. They'll come and wash your toilets. That is the advancement level in Bangalore now. Okay. Because people have become lazy. That is what has happened. And the reason that what do you say? Many people have the money to power, the purchase power parity to buy. It is called PPP. Okay. And preservation. And preservation of what? Your property. Everybody is telling na, मेरे पास एक घर है, मेरे पास दो घर है. Everybody he's behind money. I have one car, you have two cars. Same person. No? Class में होगा class वाले 2 मिनट. So Locke's state of nature was a pre-political and not pre-social, pre-political. Before setting up a government, okay, he's telling people enjoyed natural rights. I told you, no, natural rights in India, though it is free. Everybody knows what our natural rights are. You can see after 10 o'clock who follows signals in Bangalore. Nobody is ready to stop for anybody else. That is only our natural right. Why should I stop? Okay, that is how the way we think. Foreigners don't think in that same fashion. Okay, because the fine is very hefty, so they'll follow the law. Um, Men in a state of nature were free to act within the limits of law of nature. I told you there was limitation. If you do more, there was punishment. Nothing to worry. Okay, tougher punishments were there. Men, through voluntary compacts, founded the political communities and communities instituted governments. See, first there was a thought. Again, I'm going back to the oldest thing I'm telling. Might be the class will get cut any moment. If it gets cut again, we meet on Monday. Folkways, mores, ways, ethics, logic, then comes philosophy, then comes thought, then comes political science. This is how it evolved. He wanted to bring about a thought. The evolution should be in your head. The changes should come through your head. See, unless and until you want it, it will not come. See, it should be from your conscience effort that should, I'm just telling you, that you should attend the class, make sure that you understand the class. If you don't understand, you call the teacher or you send me, sir, this part I never understood. And make sure that you learned the subject and pass the subject. That is your effort. If it is not coming from your side, I cannot do it. See, I can help you in every manner, but I can't come and write your paper in the examination. I hope you understood. That is the effort. The effort should be put. Okay. Effort should be from and should be from the both sides. I am pushing you and you should push your say these communities. I told you know what happened. The first political context came, then the government context came. Then they said, yes, we need to constitute a civil society. After which this should happen. That is why the conscious effort was done to form the government. So might be today I'll end the class before the session ends because I'm getting 2 to 3 calls. Okay. We'll again meet on Monday. Okay. Take care and have a happy weekend.
Thank
I
you,
hope I'm
sir.
audible.